Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to Crafty Hour number 17, part 2. Deanna's in the house. She'll be answering some questions if you guys have them. Welcome everybody, welcome. I see a lot of familiar faces, I guess names is the thing. A lot of familiar names, so thank you everybody for joining us again for another fun Crafty Hour. And if you missed Deanna's this morning, she was at noon Central Time. You can go over to Clipper Street's Facebook page and you can see that Crafty Hour there. So great stuff. So we're going to do 3 cards. So kind of my idea with the card was I'm going to do one design and we're going to do it 3 different ways. So like Emerald Lagasse, you know how he always kind of is like, bam, and he kicks it up a notch. This is what we're going to do. We're going to take one thing and then we're going to kick it up a notch and then we're going to kick it up another notch. So we're going to give you 3 different ideas and looks out of one kind of simple design and one simple thing to work with. So I'm going to kind of show you 2 different versions too as we go along. I'll show you the different ways. If you want to get inky, painty, messy, I had put in the list, grab some watercolors. These are just some pearlescent watercolors that I have. Grab those. If you don't want to get inky, messy, you're going to grab these that are already done for you. Oh yes, definitely. We got to say bam after each one. After each card is done. Bam. Okay, now I'm not going to be able to stop. I'm excited too. I finally fixed my glare problem. So the new Tim Holtz, I don't know if you guys have gotten them yet. You got to get them. But I've got my my big glass media mat, the new beautiful one, the big one. The Tim Holtz, his new Tonic Studio non-stick mat sticks beautifully right in the center of that mat. And let me see if I can just move some stuff off of mine so I can just kind of position it down and show you guys. So now I don't have a glare, but now I also have that big lovely glass mat and I've got my surface covered. So if I want to do some inky painty stuff, I'm not messing up my glass mat. So it's in stock. I know they just arrived. I love it. It sticks. It has like a grippy to the back of it and it grips beautifully to those mats. So if you girls got the LDRS mats and you're like, oh, it's too pretty to take out of the box, I don't want to get it dirty, grab this Tim Holtz guy and throw on top of it and it's going to work out beautifully. So I just did that to mine. I'm super excited because I didn't want to get it all icky and ugly. So, oh, I know, Amy, we're waiting for another shipment. They're coming soon. Okay, so let's hit the ground running. Card number 1. This is going to be our card number 1. So what you're going to grab in your kit is a card base. I love that this kit came with card bases. Now, in our defense, Deanna and I thought of this and bought this whole kit of stuff literally 4 months ago. So by the time we kind of got it into the rotation of Crafty Hour, we've kind of finited more stuff and we've kind of moved on to different things, and we forgot kind of what we were thinking of doing originally with it. So that's why once we opened it up, there wasn't double die cuts on everything, and we were like, oh no, we're gonna make this work. We're gonna make it work. It's gonna work. I'll grab one version, you guys will grab the other version that you have, and it will work. We're gonna make it work. Don't stress. It's all about making cards. So grab your card base. And like I said, when me and Deanna went through the pack, what we did is we cut everything in half. We cut all of our pieces of paper 3 by 6. So if you guys started this morning with Deanna, you probably already did that to some of your papers, but she got 3 by 6 inches, I got 3 by 6 inches. And then we went through all the flowers, and the flowers might be different in colors, but they're same in shape and designs when you get to the larger clusters. So basically what we did is we split it in 2 piles. 1, 1, 1, 1, and then we just went from there. So if you had a pile from Deanna, you'll work out of a different pile for mine. So like I said, you might have the same color, you might have the other color. It's okay, it doesn't matter. We're just going with the shape, So the first paper you're gonna grab is this one. You're going to grab that. I just love all these watercolors. So pretty. And that's why I'm going to play with this pearlescent watercolor palette, because I thought, oh, the paper just screams watercolor. So we're going to do that. And again, it's optional. If you don't want a watercolor, grab this one that has turquoise on one side, green on the other side. If you want to do some inky splatty watercolory fun, grab a piece of white cardstock. Just a scrap. Doesn't have to be anything big. Just a scrap piece of white cardstock. And then here's your flowers we're going to grab. So everybody should have these exact same flowers for that one. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut our papers down. Our flowers, anybody see my ruler? Ooh, that magnet is strong. Just making sure I'm right. Our pattern paper is going to be 5 3/8 by 2. That's going to be P pattern, okay? Then we're going to have 2 pieces of white paper, which are also going to be 5 3/8. White, or if you're not doing the white, you're doing the inky splotchy, do the inky splotchy. That is great too. First one is 1 3/4. Second one is 1 1/4. Okay, so there's your measurements for card number 1. Yes, it definitely challenged us, but I think we did a pretty good dang job at the challenge. So I'm going to set this piece of paper to the side. If you want to use this one for your white, this is what you're going to use for your white. So first one up is going to be our pattern paper. We're going to cut it 2 inches by 5 3/8. And if this is your first Crafty Hour, welcome. Make sure to join the Crafty Hour Creations Facebook group where you can post all your inspirations and your pieces that you've done too. Okay, so the white piece of paper is going to be 5 3/8. The first one is 1 3/4. And then the second one is also 5 3/8. 1, 2, 3, 5 3/8 by 1 1/4. And like I said, if you're not doing white paper and you're doing the splattery paper, that's okay. Go for it. It's in your kit. Or if you want to use your splattery paper and add more splats, ooh, that's probably what I should have done. But we're going to go with white because I already cut it. But you could add more splats to it. Okay, so all these pieces we're going to kind of move out of the way for right now because we're going to do the splatting. So for this one, since I had teals and blues in it, we're going to go for teal and blue. Let me find... Another thing that I like is my splat box. So I'm going to bring my splat box in and I'm going to sit that here. And this has sides on it, so it kind of helps me. I'm not going to say keeps everything clean, but it kind of helps me a little bit from hitting my computer, hitting the, everything else that I seem to splat paint on. Kind of helps keep it off of there. Okay, are we doing okay so far? If you're using the splattery paper, just sit back and relax now because you can take a break. So we're just going to take our water brush and we're going to work it in and get some green liquid. And then we're just going to splat it. Now I'm just using a water brush. You could totally use a paintbrush. And we're just adding green splats. As much or as little as you want. I really like a lot of splat, but it's your card. Okay, then I'm going to kind of clean my brush out a little bit. Just on my towel or rag. I flushed some water through it to get the green out. Because I don't want to contaminate. And now we're going to go over to our blue. Same thing. Just going to add some water to it to kind of get it liquefied. And then we're just going to splat it. Ooh, that was some good splat. And this is just a pearlized paint, and it dries really pretty and pearlized. You could, of course, do this with your ink pads. You could do this with acrylic paint. There's no right or wrong. Whatever you kind of want to splat. But I like this little palette because it's just kind of nice and small, and the colors just matched perfectly. And it comes with that water brush, so it's kind of like a little pocket thing. Okay, I'm just going to hit this with my heat tool just a little bit to kind of dry it so we can glue things down. Oh, thank you, Sharon. I'm all about techniques. I love techniques, so I try to teach everybody a technique or try to play with something new that you might already have. Diana, we have some more on the way. We do have some on the way. I was hoping they would make it in time, but they did not. Okay, so I'm just kind of heating it a little bit just so I don't put my hand in it and smear it. Okay, and then we're just going to move our little splat box out of the way, and see, that helped kind of keep me, keep it all contained. And I will get Deanna the information too on the pearlized paint, so she'll have all that also for you girls that want it. Okay, so our first piece of paper we're going to start with is our flowers. I like the smaller side. If you want the bigger side, go with the bigger size. Now, we cut it 5 3/8. So when you glue it down, you're going to see, if my card wasn't squared, a little bit of white on both sides. A little bit of white on both sides. And we're just going to kind of eyeball it. So on the card, we're going to come down about 1/3 of the way. About 1/3 of the way, we're going to come down. And we're just going to add some glue. Oh, my glue is going to act up. I swear I made sure everything was unclogged right before the video, and then it clogs on me. Okay, so we're going to glue that down flat to your card front. And you're going to have a little bit of white on each side. A little bit of white on each side. Then we're going to take your 2 splattery pieces. You're going to have a larger one and a smaller one. The larger one's going to go on the top. The smaller one's going to go on the bottom. And again, when you put these on, you're going to have a little bit of white all the way around the edge. I find that it's just a little bit more interesting to give you just that little 1/16 of an inch all the way around, and it gives it a little bit more more layers to it. It's not so flat. And I hope you girls have plenty of foam tape. I know Deanna went through a bunch. We're going to go through a bunch again here too. So we're just going to put foam tape on the back. And I'm just using the scrapbook adhesive. This is the one, it's the 54-foot roll. Comes in black and comes in white. I love this. I use it a lot. Deanna uses it a lot. It's a good foam tape. Not too high, not too low. It's like the Goldilocks. It's just right. Okay, so then we're going to put the big one at the top. And remember, when you put it down, we're going to have a little bit of white at the top and a little bit of white at the edge. And it will be butting up to that flower paper. Okay, just like that. Thank you, Debbie. Hello. No, I love to play with techniques. I love, love, love techniques. Or little hints and tricks and tips. Love those too. Okay, I think that's semi-crooked, but we're going with it. Uh-oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to stamp it. I'm going to try to stamp it. I might have to hold my breath and do it, but I totally forgot. Oh, I forgot to stamp it. You know what? We will fix that. We'll add some more foam tape behind it and make sure it doesn't move. Oh, why didn't somebody stop me? That's okay. So the sentiment, this sentiment stamp, it's funny. This is from the last Crafty Hour we did. So Crafty Hour 16. This is the stamp sets that's in there. And funny thing is we didn't even use it in the last Crafty Hour. But I still had it sitting on my table, and I'm like, ooh, I really like the script and the sentiments on these. And I think it's going to go really nice with this watercolor. So I'm just going to take black ink, and I'm stamping the sending loving thoughts. And I already know who I'm going to send this card to. I have a lot of people that need just a little loving thoughts right now. Oh, not too bad. Not too bad for already gluing it on. Okay, so we'll just stamp that in black. And then we're going to do our flowers. And I'm going to do my little trick again like I do. So we're going to take our flowers, and I like to go in and kind of cluster them. See where I like them. And we're going over that hole or that crease that's in there, and we're just going to cluster our flowers. I know, right? It shows that we're not all perfect. We're not perfect. Crafting mishapses. Crafting oopses. Oopsie doopsies. Okay, I love that. I'm doing my little trick again where I like to use the press and seal, or on that, I'm just going to press, and I'm going to pick it up. So for this, we're going to put regular pop dots on anything it touches down here, and then glue on the other pieces. So these flowers are going to go on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of foam strip, and I'm just going to put it right there in the center. Okay? So that when we put our flowers down, it's going to pop all those pieces. The rest of it, don't put it on your big round one, but put it on your small ones. So I'm going to put liquid adhesive on my flower at the top, my little green guy at the bottom, and nothing on the big round one. I've got the ceiling fan going because it's hotter than a Dickens here, and it's kind of fighting me. And if you peel the backing off your foam tape, it sticks better. Just a word to the wise. Okay, I'm gonna go right like that. So I'm going to press everything down, and then I'm going to pull it up, and when I pull up my piece, my center flower is going to come up. Okay, my center flower is going to come up. That center flower is coming up because I didn't put any glue on him yet. So he's going to get popped. So he's still in position. I'm just going to flip him over. And I'm going to put a pop dot. I'm telling you, press and seal is a game changer. I don't use it in the kitchen, but I use it in the craft room all the time. Okay, and then we're going to flip her over, press, and then release. And then there's our cluster. I'm notorious for making a cluster, and I love the press and seal trick because I'm notorious for making a cluster, and I absolutely love the cluster. And then I add my glue and I go to put everything down, and then my cluster looks like poo. So this is how to have non-poo clusters. It'll always work out. So there we go. Card number 1. Isn't that beautiful? Love it. Got some inky background, some splatters. Love, love, love. So for the next card, what we're going to do, bam. Thanks, Karen. Bam. The next card, we're going to do the same thing. But this time, we're going to flip everything, okay? And we're going to put a gold layer on it, so a gold rim. So what we're going to do is our pattern paper stays the same. Our W turns into a G, because that's going to be gold. Look at this, very easy. And then our white will be new. And let me measure it again because I've slept since then. 5 1/4. One and 5/8. 1 1/8. Okay, there's our new measurements. New measurements. So we'll just put her right on. Nope, I won't put her on top because I'll get something on top of it. So our next set, let me grab it. Is going to be kind of the same pieces. So we're going to grab a white card base. Thank you, thank you, thank you guys. White card base again. You're going to grab your pink flowers. And again, we're going to do 2 by 5 3/8. So we can go ahead and cut that. There's our floral. Then we're going to do the same thing for our gold. And I just grabbed scraps, so let's see how we're doing. 1, 2, 5 3/8. 5 3/8 by 1 3/4. Save all of these guys. These little things that you cut off, save those. And then our next gold is 5 3/8 by 1 1/4. And then we need white. And this time our white is going to be 5 1/4. By 1 5/8. And 5 1/4. You think Coco got a hold of my paper. It's a little bent. That's okay. She loves to help. By 1 1/8. Right now she is green. Ken mowed the yard yesterday and it was still wet. She went out and played in the yard, and now she has green legs. I need to take a picture. I haven't taken a picture yet. Okay, so we're going to do the splatteries again. If you don't want to do the splatteries, I should have said that before we cut the paper. If you don't want to do the splatteries, you're going to use this pink piece of paper that has that on one side, that on the other side. So you can use this piece of paper if you don't want to do the splats. So I'm going to bring my box in again. And we're going to mix the two colors. And same thing as we did in the first one. And I'm just kind of laying them together. You're going to take some water, mix it in with your paint. Just make it really painty. And you're going to say, but Kourtney, man, that is soaking wet. It's got a lot of water in there. These watercolors are very highly pigmented watercolor. And when they make them, they're liquid. So they basically sit these out for weeks, they said, and just let it dry. So you're going to add your water to it, and it's okay. This liquid, you're just going to set it and let it dry. It's not going to hurt it. It's not going to shorten the life of it. You're just going to set it and let it dry. And then you can come back to it. Okay, so there's our pink. Yes, the splat boxes are amazing. This is by Tim Holtz, and they're fairly inexpensive. And they're very convenient. When they first came out with it, I'm like, yeah, you're selling me a cardboard box. That's like but then I used one at Market and I was like, oh my God, I gotta have one. Because it's a perfect size to fit your project in, and it's got nice high walls on it. And the front of it's open, so that way you can get into it. You can use your heat tools or your paints or whatever you want. And it kind of protects, like I said, your computer, your phone, your wall, whatever else is sitting around you that always gets covered in paint. Kind of protects it. So now I'm just kind of drying it a little bit just so I don't smear it. It's a watercolor. These dry really quick. Okay, so now we're going to take our gold strips and we're going to mat those inky painty splattery things that we did. We're going to glue them down. And when you glue them down, you're just going to have a little bit of gold all the way around the outside edge. And it just kind of makes that paper stand out. A little bit of gold all the way around the outside edge. So now we're doing basically the same kind of card concept as the first one, but we're just kicking it up a notch by adding the gold foil. Okay, there's the first one. The glue is clogging on me. It's so warm here today. I think that's some of the problem. And I'm up in my other office. Otherwise, I would just grab another glue, but I'm not in my classroom area. So I can't just grab another glue. Okay, there we go. We got those pieces on. Everybody good? The already splotted paper, that's going to be where I say white. So it'll be 5 1/4 by 1 5/8 by 5 1/4 by 1 1/8. Will be that. This paper's discontinued. It was by LDRS, but it is all discontinued and gone. Deanna and I bought everything they had. I think I might have some 12 by 12 and some slim line of it still in stock, but all this is gone. Okay, so then we're going to take our florals, and again, we're going to glue that on about 1/3 of the way down. And I'm going to use the smaller floral side. You can use the larger. It's whatever side you want to use. Okay, bear with me. Let's see if I have other glue in my bucket here. Okay, found a runner. We're going to use that. Okay, the big one's going to go at the top. The smaller one is going to go at the bottom, just like the one we did before. Again, putting foam tape on the back side. Oh, thank you, Sandy. Dang it, she said stamp before. Did it again, didn't I? Okay, where's my sentiment? Oh, I boogered it. Now how do we fix that? Ha! Lined it up too bad. Okay, we're going with it. Dang it. I knew I was going to do that again. Is there a sentiment on the last one? Yes, I will remember to do it on the last one. Dang delay. Okay, so we're going to put that on. I got to stand above it. So we're going to have a little bit of white all the way around all three sides, and it's overlapping onto that floral. So we have the floral kind of peekabooing through. And I'm going to turn, I find I can turn my thing sideways easier and tell. Okay, we good? Okay, same thing. We're going to do our little floral cluster. And you should have all the same pieces. There we go. Put my press and seal down again. Pick them up. Put my foam tape right in the center where those guys are going to touch. How are we doing? Oh, we're doing good on time. Doing really good on time. Good, because the next one has a technique too. A little bit different technique. We're going to mix it up a little bit. Okay, so we're putting adhesive again, just like we did the first one, on everything but the big round one. No adhesive on the big round guy. And we're going to flip them over. Foam tape, I went over a little too far, so let me just rip that off of there. Oops, lost a leaf. It took too long on my glue. Glue dried. Okay, then we're going to pop the big guy again. And there we have it. Make sure everybody's glued down. Yeah, everybody's down. So there is card number 2. So same kind of idea, just flipping the design and adding the gold foiling around that one layer just kind of makes it pop. Makes it pop. Okay. Yes, I mean, that was a gorgeous stamp from that last kit, and we totally, there was so much stuff in that last kit that we just didn't use it. We didn't use everything. Okay, so last card. Last card. We got a lot of pieces for this one. This is going to be our card. So we're going to do some clustering, and we're going to do some more inky stuff in the background. So I had you pull flowers. Your flower might be purple versus blue, but grab the shape. So like this one here, mine's all purple, but this one has turquoise and other colors, but is the same basic shape. So you might have a different color, but grab the same shape, if that makes sense. Going by shapes, not colors. And so there was a lot of little pieces in here we had to grab. And on this one, you're going to grab this turquoise paper. And we'll be cutting that one down. For yours, you're going to grab the purple Best Friends. For mine, I'm going to grab Hello My Friend. Because there was only one of these in the kit and it's already glued down there, I grabbed that. So Hello My Friend is the one I grabbed, is what I use. But you grab Best Friends. And then you're going to grab the turquoise paper. Or white. And you know what? I think I'm going to use this one. And we'll do the inky on the top of it. So I can show you that you can ink on top of pieces that are already done. So 5 3/8 by 2 is going to be our pattern paper. So that is the one that's going to be the pattern underneath it. And then 5 3/8. Let me find my trusty ruler. Is going to be the ones behind it. You can use white or you can use the others. Huh, I thought they were the same. They are not. 1 1/4 and 1 1/8. One and a fourth, 1 1/8. So I did do it larger at the top than on the bottom. Okay, Pop Dot, get off my finger. So we're going to cut our first one, the turquoise one, 5 3/8, just like we did on the other ones. And then we're going to cut it by 2. 5 3/8 by 2. Then our painty one, or if you're doing a piece of white paper, same thing, 5 3/8. One of them is going to be 1 1/4. The other one is going to be 1 1/8. I'm going to go with the turquoise side. Okay, there's our sides. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit different, but kind of the same. So on this one, I put Best Friends. I'm here for you. This is also from that stamp set. So stamp that now before you put foam tape on it like I did each time. I don't think it's going to fit on this one, so I'm not going to stamp it on that one because it's not going to fit. But it will fit on the Best Friend one. So for this one, what I did is I just grabbed a piece of scrap. This is just a piece of plastic. It was in my trash can, my recycle bin. You can work off your mat too, but I'm going to kind of show you 2 different ways that you can do this. So you're going to take your watercolor palette, and I'm going to go in, I think I'll use the green side, and this time I'm going to go in blue. But on this one, I went into green because I had the purple. But since the Hello Friend is green, I'm going to go into blue this time. So I'm going to go into the blue, and I'm going to scribble it onto a scrap piece of paper, adding lots of water to it. Lots of water. And what you can do is pick it up, and you can go in and stamp with it. You can kind of stamp and press onto your piece of paper with that scrap piece of paper to add your inks and splats and whatever you want. I like to kind of do a layer and then dry it, and then do another layer. So I like to dry as I go. Dry as I go. Because if you go into wet on wet, you're not going to get the same look. This one I'm not going to stamp, Sandy. This one actually doesn't have stamping on it, but thank you. Thank you, thank you. If you're wanting to do it as the sample as I did here, I had the best friends. You'll stamp "I'm here for you" on that one. And this mat that I'm working on is that Tim Holtz mat. It is a non-stick mat, so all this inky stuff that I have on it will come right off. So you can use this mat as a tool. Use it as a tool. And then let's say I want some more little splats on here. I can take this guy and just flip them upside down, press them into that ink that's on there, and that'll give me more splats. I could splat all day. I love splats, okay? So we're gonna stop with that. And I'm just gonna wipe this off. And this is the new Tim Holtz Media Mat. This is the larger one. It is sticky on the back, so it does stick down to your glass mats, so you don't have to worry about anything shifting on you. And I like that it's white, because so you can see all your inks and colors and stuff on there too. Okay, so now I do have to dry it all the way before we can glue it down. So just gonna dry her down. How do you know if it's dry? You stick your finger in it. Oop, that's wet. That's wet. It's all good. See how it picks up the different shimmers and stuff? So we've got the green printed paper underneath it, but we've added that turquoise color to the top of it. So you can always ink on top of your pattern papers. They don't have to be a plain white piece of paper or a plain piece of watercolor paper. You can do all the fun techniques and stuff on your pattern papers too. Okay, so we're going to start with our card base, making sure my thing's at the top, and we're going to put our piece down. I'm going to use the larger flower side, and this time we're going to put it like right in the center, but again, leaving a little bit of white on that outside edge. I should have had my layers, but they're downstairs. I'll have to go get them. Okay, and then we're going to put foam tape on these guys. The larger one goes on the top. The smaller one is going to go on the bottom. I'll post in the scoop group the paint color. It doesn't have the name on the box. I'll have to look it up. I'll post it in the scoop group. And I'll get information to Deanna too. And we have more palettes coming in. They should be in next week. Press and seal is in the kitchen section. So anywhere that you get your saran wrap and stuff, you'll find the press and seal. Or you can use, Cricut has what they call transfer tape. You can use transfer tape the same way also. Okay, so we'll put this down with a little bit of white at the top and a little bit of white at the sides. And then the other, did I flip-flop them? I did, I flip-flop them. I don't know if that foam tape will bring her back up. This is what happens when I'm talking. Nope, she's staying. We're going with it. It's okay. It's only an 1/8 of an inch difference. Nobody will know. Nobody will know. And that Instagram means nobody will know. Okay, there we go. So now we have the same idea that we've done, but this time we've made a larger section in the center instead of the smaller section that we had before. Now, remember a while ago when I said we cut off that piece of scrap and I said, don't throw that away? I'm kind of, my specialty papers, I hoard and save my specialty papers. So even this little strip right here, I save all of these in my metallics. I know somebody posted, and this one's silver. It's just what it was laying in front of me. If you've got a gold extra strip, use the gold strip. So I never throw any of these away because this little strip right here, when you just add that to the bottom, it just gives it a little something something. So I literally have like a vertical file folder, or you could do a little zip, you could do little bags, whatever you want to do. I save all of my metallic scraps because they work perfect just to add a little something something to the bottom of a card, a bottom of a strip, and that is only an 1/8 of an inch, but yes, it makes a difference. And I'll post my completed cards in the scoop group so you can see it better. I know the camera's not picking up very well on it, but just that little bit of metallic at the bottom makes everything pop. Okay, so that's where I put those little scripts. And you know, I was just kind of staring at my card. I'm like, gosh, it needs something else. And that little strip was just laying on my table, and I'm like, I'm going to glue that down and see what it looks like. And I loved it. I do that a lot in my mixed media and in my art journaling pages. Sometimes I don't have a plan or a reason, and some people are like, ooh, how'd you think of that? And I'm like, it was laying on the floor, or it was laying on my table, and I glued it down. That's how junk journaling and scrapbooking is done. Okay, so you're going to grab these two flowers. These two flowers are going to get popped. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a strip of foam tape. That's probably too big. And I'm going to stick it right in the center. And then these guys are basically going to kiss. They're going to kiss together. And they're going to go right like that onto your card base. Okay, we're just going to kiss them. and then we'll build our clusters around them. Now, it's okay to go off the side of your card. It's okay to go off the top of your card, but don't go off the bottom of your card. If you go off your bottom of your card, then your card doesn't sit up and it's all wonky. So always go off the sides, the top, but don't go off the bottom. Okay, so we're just kissing those two together, just like that. Okay, our next piece is going to be this one right here, and we're going to flip them over, and we're going to tuck flowers and things in here. So there is a rhyme and a reason where I put the pop dots. I'm going to take the pop dots, and I'm going to put one right smack dab in the center, one at the top. I'm making a like a cross. Crisscross. Oh, that's a wedding song. Crisscross. Now let me see you do 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 do. You know, every wedding plays all the same music. Okay, so those guys are going to get popped. He's going to go right in the center to cover up where we cross those over. Okay, and then what we're left with is decorations to cluster. One of these I did cut down, this guy right here. This guy right here. I'm going to go in here. And I'm just going to fuzzy cut because he was longer than what I needed. So why not get 2 leaves out of 1? 2 leaves out of 1. And then now we're just going to cluster. So this little guy here, we're just going to stick them in over here and have them pointing out. Anytime you have a that pop dots in there and it kind of interferes with you, just chop the bottom off. Chop it off, and then it'll fit. And these guys, we're just going to use liquid glue on them. That, the guy we cut, he's just going to kind of go in there. He's going to come out the side. And we're just clustering them. All of these guys are going to be glued flat. So we're just building our clusters. That little guy there. Somewhere I brought some... Oh no, Valerie didn't get the notification. Dang it. Facebook has a mind of its own some days. It's okay. You can grab everything on replay. That's the nice thing about the Facebook Lives that we're doing. You can catch her all on replay. Okay. This little guy we're going to put up at the top. And so, as always, whenever we have a crafty hour, the next day, our next crafty hour will go live. So, crafty hour number 19 will go live tomorrow at 11 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Pacific Time, on your home store's website. So go to Scrapbook-N-Memories for my girls. For Deanna's girls, go to Clipper Street, and you can be able to click a link and you'll be able to sign up for the next crafty hours. We did kind of post a little hint. Deanna has already, I worked on an image last night. Deanna posted the image and you can kind of see it already. We're calling the next one Adventure. So if you look at the revealed image that we posted, you'll see a sneak peek that it's going to kind of be something outdoorsy, adventure, kind of masculine. So you're going to want to make sure to grab a kit, and those will go live tomorrow. And again, it's another discontinued line. And it's another discontinued line, so you're going to want to make sure to grab your kits when we go live. Gotcha, Valerie. We'll put the reveal link over in the Crafty Hour. We will put it over in the Crafty Hour group. Okay, this guy goes down in here. And we're almost done. Are there any questions from anybody? Are we doing okay? Is everybody enjoying the Crafty Hours? Wow, I got 3 minutes to spare. I'm doing good. I thought I was going to run out of time. We are doing good. And then this guy, I'm going to stick him kind of in the top here. He's going to go in the top. We'll just chop that off. Put him up higher. This guy's just gonna be a little booger, isn't he? Oh yes, get the last one done. Bam! Bam! So I hope you guys are enjoying the Crafty Hours. I hope you're learning a lot. I hope you're crafting along with us and having a good time. I hope you enjoyed the watercolor techniques and kind of learned some new things to play with. If you're not a watercolor, that's okay. You can use the pieces, the pattern paper that's in the kit, and make it your own. So I cannot wait to see what everybody comes up with. That card's a little bit different, so let me bring the other ones back in. I'll post the photos over in the Crafty Hour Creations group, so make sure to go over there and play. There are 3 cards. Bam! There's our 3 cards that we did. I hope you guys had a great time, and we kept them kind of clean and simple and fun and easy for you guys. You still have lots of papers left over. I used very little of the paper. You have lots of paper left over. You still got a lot of sentiments and stuff. So we cannot wait to see what you guys come up with. Post your creations over in the Crafty Hour Creations private Facebook group. If you're not part of the group yet, go over and request to join. It's going to ask you a question. It's going to say, who's your home store? You're either going to say Scrapbook-N-Memories or you're going to say Clipper Street. And that will get you in. This is the way of filtering out the spam of the people that keep wanting to get in the group and spamming us. We keep getting hit with that. So I will post the reveal sneak peek over in the Crafty Hour group. And I'll post it on our page too. And I think Deanna already posted it on hers. So she'll do the live reveal tomorrow at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I think it's 9, 10, 11 our, I can't remember what time. I think it's 11 o'clock our time is when she'll post it on that. So have a wonderful night. I hope you guys enjoyed the cards. Thank you for all the hearts. Thank you for all the love. And have fun, guys, and have a great night. And we will see you tomorrow for Crafty Hour 19 reveal. Bye-bye.